Buenos dias, good afternoon, and good evening to those of you watching Bronx Builder Plays. Welcome to my first official gameplay video. I'm in the city of Genesee. This is the city that was playing in the background on my intro video. And like I told you guys, we're going to be expanding this city, hopefully across this entire map, all the way up until launch day of Civilization, February 6th, where I intend to completely immerse myself in one single game for the foreseeable future. So I have 17 days to build, expand in this city. Also want to play some other games as well in that span. So we'll see how it goes. But if you like this content, just please give me a like, comment on the video below, and don't forget to subscribe. So some of you may have seen in my intro video that there was a little bump in the rails. Yeah, I mean, obviously this is super unrealistic. And when I saw it, I was so upset that it had made it into the video. But that's part of the game. The game has some of these imperfections, so we'll fix that first. Second thing we want to address is our homelessness that we have running in the city. It's not too bad, only 178 people homeless, but this is still something we want to address, and we're going to do so by building some housing. I have the plans of building a low rent housing complex in the inner part of the city, but also expanding into the suburban section. You see here there is a nice residential area that I want to expand on. And finally, I want to do something with this commercial section here, just sitting right outside of the train station. This, from a game standpoint, it's probably working fine because there's a lot of commercial stores in here, commercial industry. But I want it to look a little more realistic in the sense of where I'm from, so Northeast. I'm from New York City. I envision this to be a little bit of a mall type area. So yeah, a lot of parking lots. So we're going to demolish quite a few things in here and really change the look and feel of this commercial sector coming right off of the highway. So without further ado, let's jump right in. So these bumps and imperfections, they happen on the roads and the rails. It's just a function of the landscaping. So we just need to smooth this out a little bit. And that's what I'm doing with my soften terrain tool. And just going to reconnect the station to the main rail line. I'm using my complex curve tool here to get that smooth transition. And there it goes. No more bump. Task 1, done. I wanted to take this time to check out the financial situation of our township, Genesee. You can see we have a pretty healthy surplus, running a close to $500,000 in monthly balance. We also have a very healthy residential demand. But this is a function of our taxation. Early in the game, I usually bump these up to around 13%, 12 or 13%. We don't need to do that anymore. Early game, I know some players like to take out loans. Personally, I don't do that. That's a very personal aspect of mine. I just do not like owing people, even if it is a game. I just can't get behind it. So I built the township enough to run a profit, and I think we could lower these taxes down to further entice development, as we are planning on doing some pretty major expansion over the next few days. So going to lower all these sliders down. But you notice, obviously residential is where we're getting a majority of our money, but the next biggest chunk is coming from the offices. Offices really generate a lot of money for you when they level up. So I like keeping that just a little higher because that runs or helps fuel our economic situation. And we want to start stockpiling some dollars and cents for our expansion. Also want to point out the services here. I do like bumping them up to around 100, 150 to just further entice development and the happiness, right? That's the big part. You want your citizens happy. We used to have a coal power plant here that was decommissioned once I unlocked the geothermal plant. The geothermal plant really provides a lot of energy. It's very efficient for the price, and this extra energy that's being produced is not being wasted. It would have been a waste to have two power plants up and running, so we decommissioned the coal plant, demolished it, and opened up some brand new industrial workshops here. The geothermal plant is providing us some export money, right? We're exporting the energy, and therefore we are getting more money from it. That helps offset the wages and maintenance fees of this massive geothermal plant. So now let's address number 2 on our to-do list, which was improving our housing. We're going to start with some low rent housing here. And this is the section that I want to develop. You can see that there is a road that is only dedicated for tram service. So I want to get rid of that road, upgrade it to a road that allows for zoning. Uh-oh. I want to demolish, but that guy, go, make it. Okay, he's safe. So we're going to replace this with a medium road, 4 lanes, in order to allow for some zoning to occur here. And, well, the game is not letting me do this one, is it? Yeah. So here is where I'm going to use Anarchy. Lovely mod. Allows us to overwrite what the game does not like. All right, so now we're back in business. Before we do that, we're going to orient the zoning here by using some paths. This is a great way to add some detail to the city and pieces of the city, but also create the lot sizes that you want and orient the lots in the direction that you want. So you can see here that now I have it oriented the way I want. And I'm probably going to play with it a little more. I kind of like these paths right here. So we're going to just create a path that goes directly into the commercial section here. It just makes it look good. It makes it look better. Note to self, but also note to you, viewer. It's okay to demolish things. I struggle demolishing things in my city. It feels like these things are placed and should be permanent, but it's okay. They're not. They don't have to be. So we upgraded our 4-lane road with tram tracks, but I wanted to zoom in here and just take a second to appreciate the imperfections of the game. It actually makes the game that much more pretty and realistic, right? It's very easy to have perfect 90-degree intersections, but look at these, right? This is what real cities are made of. They're not perfect. They are janky. They are weird. And so if this happens in your game while you're playing, allow it, right? It's just part of the game, and it makes your city unique. So let's just finish connecting this path so that people could actually use it. It's a functioning path, but I don't want it to be straight. Let's make it nice and curvy. Yep, just like that. Is the game going to let me? No. I guess I'm going to need Anarchy here. Anarchy is a great mod, highly recommended, as it allows you to do things that would normally not be allowed by the game without making it too crazy. So let's just wrap up, make this complete path, and I really like it. It looks really good. It looks really good. Let's check out, see how our homelessness is doing, and we are. Oh, well, I mean, it wasn't that many people to begin with, so this building probably holds enough. Yeah, it looks like it. The unfortunate thing is, because it's low rent, people are probably going to complain about the size of their homes. Yep, very small homes, so that's expected, but that's okay. Ooh, traffic. We love traffic. We're going to get an influx of people coming in here, so this section is still going to be developed. You can see, yeah, I'm thinking this spot right here. I probably want another building there. Yep, and I want to develop this too, have some buildings there. Make it look really, really nice. It's also important, at least for me, to space these buildings out, right? Like, I don't want them so close to each other. Certain buildings work that way. They certainly lend themselves to be right next to each other. But in other instances, I think having space between buildings actually brings the city more to life in a more realistic sense. You don't have to be building and filling up every space or every unit of measurement here for optimal design. No, you let your creativity run rampant and free, and part of that creativity is having open space. All right, so we want to continue the development here. I'm thinking maybe because of the influx of people, we should put another stop here, a tram stop. Yeah, let's see what that looks. Oh, the game is breaking again. All right, we're gonna get rid of this. Let's see if we can fix this without there it is. Yes, perfect. So Anarchy, again, great mod, but you don't always need it. And because there were two other tram stops there, we also don't need to add a third. But what we do want to do is change the fronting of this zoning, right? I don't want it on this side street. I want it on the main street, and I want to put another housing complex here. That is just a little different. We're going to use the UK large apartment buildings assets to fill that space in. If we go just a few blocks down, I want to speak about what I was talking about a little earlier with in regards to space, right? Some buildings lend themselves to being right next to each other, the row homes and the mixed commercial use. But these buildings right here, look how close they are. I mean, the windows are, you're peeking into your neighbor. I'm not so sure I'm going to keep this here. This may be a thing I tackle in another video or not. I mean, maybe you guys let me know. What do you think about it? Do you like it? I'm leaning towards no. I may just space them out, right? But like if we look back here, this is developing really nice. You got some trees in there, and space. Again, open space is a form of creativity as well, and I'm really liking the way this turned out. I think we could put a half check on our second to-do item, which was increasing and expanding our housing development. We are going to now expand our suburban neighborhood a little bit more, which is supposed to be our affluent and wealthy section of our city. Also want it to be very windy, and you can notice I'm using space as my creative friend here. But if we click into the houses, we see that affluency or that wealth doesn't translate to the game. Let's see here. That wretched, right? And that's not necessarily affluent. What about this one? Wretched. Yep. Nope. Oh, all right. We have one wealthy here, so hopefully that's up. Oh, we're at wretched. Anyway, I can't think about it too much. It's immersion breaking for me. I didn't see it. This is our wealthy spot, and so we're going to continue building it as such. I like using these weird shapes for these types of neighborhoods. I mean, you could see it on Google Maps. Places a little north of New York City, in the Hudson Valley County area, for example, there are places like that, right? Not everything needs to be so rigid and straight like this section here of the city. It exists, obviously, but it doesn't have to be so rampant throughout the entire city. Early on in my City Skylines playing career, I would build very generic looking cities, and I would always get so frustrated when I would hop onto Reddit or see the streamers play and be like, wow, my city sucks. And it doesn't have to. It just takes a little bit of planning ahead of time to make something that looks a little more organic, like this, right? This is a grid, but it's stitched together by some other not straight roads, right? Not equally as gridded streets. And I think that's part of the beauty of City Skylines. So we're going to continue that here. I'm going to keep building some curves and weird looking roads that will essentially outline our affluent neighborhood right along the riverside, and we're gonna zone it out very nice. So sit back and enjoy. And now we're on to-do list item number 3, and it's to make this section look a little more aesthetically pleasing. Very functional right now, but again, I want more parking lots, right? And so there are a lot of buildings here that are probably going to have to be converted into parking lots. Now, it pains me because, like I said before, I really don't like demolishing things, but let's just see if, oh man, it fits. It kind of fits in there. Uh, I don't want to do it, but I guess I have to. Yeah, that looks good. All right. I guess, note to self, demolish it all. And wouldn't you believe it, fall is upon us. I'm going to get ready for the next video, and I think we're going to work on some rezoning of districts, and I'm going to do so with schools in mind. So I'm going to rename all of our elementary and high schools in the city, really just going with the street names here. So this one sits on Birch Lane, so we're going to call it PS 101 Birch Elementary. Nothing too creative or fancy, but the numbering system is going to help us. So our second elementary school sits on Hemlock Street, is that? Yes. So we're going to rename this elementary school. Oh, let's change that to, there we go, Hemlock Elementary. And this one is going to be PS 102. And then I know I have one more up here. There's my third elementary in this school complex. This one sits on Lilac Street. So again, nothing fancy. We're just going to name it, you guessed it, Lilac Elementary. And this one, numbering wise, is going to be PS 103. PS stands for public school, usually reserved for elementary schools. High schools don't carry that number system, at least not for face value. So we're just going to rename this one again based off of the street that it sits on. It's on Victoria Street. I'm not too sure I like Victoria High School. High schools are usually named after pretty influential people, and perhaps there's someone like a Dr. Victoria in our neighborhood. We're going to need a last name for Dr. Victoria, though. Let's just go with another street name here. Highland. Too many highs in that. Nope, don't want Highland. Victoria. Nope. No. Victoria Chester. Dr. Victoria Chester High School. I like it. And I think that's pretty much it. I feel really good about this episode. I feel really good about everything that we accomplished. We knocked out our to-do list. I want to thank you for spending the time here with me. I'll leave you with everything that we accomplished so you can see how it looks. Hopefully you'll come back for the next one. Adios. Have a great day.